Hey guys, this is Donnie from Grateful Glitters. Just wanted to today go over something that's not normally a glitter related thing, but it is something that is near and dear to me. It's computers. I currently have a Lian 011 Dynamic Mini. I love this case for my computer. Only thing I don't love about it is it kind of relegates me to using a 280mm radiator for any kind of liquid cooling on the processor. I really wanted a 360mm one, so what I've done using our laser cutter is I've come up with a bracket that's going to allow us to use the 360mm radiators to help make sure we keep our computers at safe temperatures. Today we're going to be using an EK All-in-One Basic. Its actual measurements are 395mm by 120 by 127. And anyone that has this case that's tried to put it on knows that a lot of the issues come when you're putting it in. It comes right up against your memory, and depending on your motherboard, it's also hitting any other kind of shrouds or anything like that on the motherboard. So that's why everyone puts it sideways, and it's not tall enough to do a 360mm. So we're going to have a bracket that's going to make it so it's securely offset so that we can have the radiator in there and keep it safe and make it so we can do what we want. So what we did is we have these in multiple colors. We can get it in clear, black, or what I'm using today is white. Normally with this black case I would normally use a black bracket, but I wanted you guys to be able to see what we were doing with it. With your bracket, it's going to come with the paper on it. I'll show you what that looks like when it comes off. It's going to come with the hardware needed to connect it. So let's get started. Now, the hardware that comes with this is going to be 632 screws. So most radiators that I've worked with are 632 screws, so make sure when you're using yours that those are the correct screws to use. First thing you want to do is take out the screws that are already in it. These are the screws that are going to connect to the case. Now you'll see these screws have pressure fit nuts in the back of them, so you don't have to worry about trying to fumble for those while you're working with it. Now, with this case, so far we've been able to successfully, without any issues, fit up to 45mm RAM height. So if your RAM, as long as it's 45mm or lower, you shouldn't have any issues with fitting a cooler in. And if there are larger, if your cooler is just a little bit bigger, this does have play in it so that you can make sure that the screws and everything like that line up. I haven't had any that haven't fit yet. I've used most notably like the ARC Freezer 360, or Freezer 2 360, which is really nice. Like I said, this EK All-in-One. So you pull it off, you get a white one, it's going to look like this, and a lot of the white cases will look really good with this in there. Let's go ahead and peel off both sides. Now the orientation for this is going to be kind of important, especially in this case, because when it's attached to the top, there's going to be two screws that you're not going to need to put in on the radiator itself, because it'll make it so the top portion of the case won't click on without taking out the clips on those sides, and we don't want to do that. So just don't worry about putting a bolt there, just because everything else is well secured on it. All right, so we'll take this and we're going to line it up on here. We're going to take our screws that we just took out, or they come in the bag, I'm sorry. The screws that come in the bag are going to be the ones that you put on in here. You will get extra bolts and nuts for just in case there's any issues, anything's missing. So all you got to do is line up the end of the radiator and just put in your 10 screws into your radiator to secure it to the bracket. Like I said, just make sure that whatever radiator you're using, that they do use the 632 bolts. Otherwise you will have to get your own hardware to fit down in here. You can find that at your local Ace Hardware. But otherwise, if you need any kind of replacements, we should have something that we can work with you on that. Once I get this last one in, we'll move to installing it. All right. So once you get it in, you'll see that go back to where the screws that you took out, you line it up where you need it. Start your screws in, get it hanging, then you can position it exactly where you want it. And like I said, those nuts are pressure fit in there, so as long as you don't push real hard on top of these, you shouldn't have any issues of them falling out. And once I get enough of these in here, I'll go ahead and I'll tighten it up, and I'll show you that clearance that you now have with your memory. As you can see, because of how it is, you have place, so you can make sure you can get it placed exactly where you want to make sure you have the proper airflow. Now, Grateful Glitters, like I said, we do own our own kind of laser. So if there's anything that you guys are needing for your cases that you haven't seen any kind of fixes for, and you guys are looking for something that is going to be a fix for your problems, contact us. We have like the ability to do a lot of different things. So if you can think of a problem, there's a good chance we can find some kind of solution, and we can get that taken care of for you. If you look, you can see it moves right here, so you've got plenty of play. Just go ahead and line it up with where you want. Like I said, make sure you've got as much airflow as you can. Get it lined up where you want. This is an ATX sized motherboard, and that's where the issue comes with the memory, with it being a standard ATX motherboard. Alright, we tighten it in, nice and secure. Then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you what it looks like alongside. You can see that the Trident Z memory comes up close, but we're still clear, and we're clearing the motherboard, so everything is fantastic. So once again, this is going to be something that's going to be available on our website at gratefulglitters.com. I know it's not a normal place to buy computer parts, but while you're there, if you want to get some glitter, it's buy 3 get 1 free.